Oh my god, the ad break is over. Oh my god, it's an early morning stream from this hobgoblin. What the fuck? Hi. It's been a weird day, it's been a weird week, it's been a terrible week for streaming. If you notice, I haven't done any streams this week. I'm alive. Not only am I alive, I'm like weirdly alert for like how I've been existing for the past like 24 hours. It's wild. Also, hi, Robo. Oh my god. Also, it's nice to have a button I can push for that to actually run off of. Oh, you misunderstand. I'm using the coffee that is the strength of 50 coffee. There's like a shot of coffee on my desk right now. I'm not fucking around. I also have my ADHD meds again. You would think, oh, you must have taken your ADHD meds right away when you got... No. I got them at like 4:45 yesterday. I'm not taking them in the evening. That's a morning medicine. I waited until this morning. It's black blood of the earth. It is coffee of the power of science. It's vacuum extracted and all that. There's a bunch of... Listen, you go to them and you'll see what I'm talking about. Hang on, let me get that link, but also let me turn this on. Pretty sure that's it. Pretty sure that's it. Let's check. Oh, that's what I did wrong. Never mind. I'm not all the way here. I am most of the way here. It's weird. That should get you there. Really? No? No? Okay. I'm in that weird mode where I slept from 7:30 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. yesterday, and then I tried to go back to sleep and it didn't work, so I said fuck it, and I played some Elden Ring for a couple of hours, because for some reason that's supposed to be relaxing. It wasn't, and then I went back to bed, and then sure enough I couldn't go back to sleep. Neither of those the correct link, by the way. Let me get you that correct link. Because I do have it available, I just don't have it. There we fucking go. It's Funranium Labs, not just the Funranium. Yeah, I was like, hey, I'm gonna poke some things on Seamless Co-op and see if I can make them work. And I couldn't, and that's fine. It is what it is. I have rice with a single egg. That single egg could probably be valued at anywhere from like $1 to $30, depending on who you're talking to. right now, which is just like, this is price fixing, plain and simple in the US. But yeah, I hopped off to try and fix some things after I woke up, which I foolishly assumed it's a very good egg. I fried it over medium, so there's still some gooiness to it that mixes in with the rice. And, the whites are firm but not burned, which is important to me. So, sorry about not having any meds at all this week. I should have planned for that a little bit better. But I basically had to wait until the actual person who prescribes my ADHD meds, could actually chat with me so that we could figure out an actual plan for that. And then once we got that plan, it took about 15 minutes for me to get my meds, which was fantastic. But my gut meds are still not here. They will arrive here probably in anywhere from an hour to 4 hours. Once I get the notification, I'm going to go and get those immediately. Also, if I have to leave because lacking any gut meds, all food I consume is a high-risk food for me to suddenly be in horrible pain for the rest of the day. If that happens, I'm very sorry. This will be a very short stream. But I wanted to check in on channel. It seemed important. I know. It's bizarre. I hope you enjoy getting some actual sleep. I haven't. Go to bed. I slept 3 hours and then my brain said no. So, that's where I am. Yeah, no, like... It's wild. I would have loved to go back to sleep or just stay asleep the entire night. But my body decided, nah. Just, nah, But hello, Ms. Brittany. I hope you have a good sleep. I believe in you. Maybe melatonin and a brick would work. My God. But yeah, I'm so excited to have normal meds again. I'm gonna have all of the meds I normally take. A brick of melatonin might do the job, but it might also cause horrible, violent, life-changing, perhaps brain-damaging hallucinations. I mean, if you take the whole brick at once. Like a half-kilogram brick of melatonin could probably kill you. Not even just by beating you, just like if you were to use it regularly. And I'm setting myself up so that I can actually see when the gut meds arrive. I swear to God. Excuse me. Excuse me. Oh, now you're saying, oh, by 5:35. My mail never arrives later than 2:30. You're a dirty liar. But I shouldn't hold my breath for it. All right. Whatever. We could play a game today. I'm not really sure whether or not I'm fully up to playing a game today, considering I don't know when whatever illusion of being awake is gonna run out for me, and also whatever the illusion of being able to have eaten a food and not suffer for it is going to like melt away, and then suddenly I'll have to go cry and pray for death on the toilet or something. But yeah, I am. You know, let's talk about this. I'm gonna finish Lost Judgment. I don't think I'm 100%ing Lost Judgment. I'm very sorry if you were hoping to see me 100% Lost Judgment. I think we're just gonna finish the storyline here and call it good. Exactly. When the IBS hits, I don't get to decide what we're doing. It decides that we're not doing anything anymore. So, plans. We're gonna finish Lost Judgment. I'm going to continue on Fridays. We're gonna kick back up on Infinite Wealth, hopefully. I wasn't able to make any of the progress that I wanted to on Lost Judgment or on Infinite Wealth over the course of the weekend or the week because I've been useless brain-wise. Don't worry about it. But yeah, we're gonna finish Lost Judgment. We're going to continue Infinite Wealth because that's the game we actually have to continue. I don't think, because we did a legendary run. Didn't we already do the legendary run of Yakuza 7? I'm like 99% sure we already did that. But maybe I just like dreamed it. Okay. Because that was part of the regular run of like 0 through 6. God. I do love those games. But yeah, Infinite Wealth, there's a little bit of the premium adventure stuff that is a dungeon that we can play through before we go into Legendary, which I feel like it's not regular story content, but it's still part of the regular game as far as I can tell. So maybe we do that and then we go into the Legendary for that. I don't know. But also there's a couple of other games that have come out that I was considering picking up and then playing. One of them being Monster Hunter Wilds. However, I think I'm going to hold off on Monster Hunter Wilds until there's, you know, sufficient platform patching for the PC. I think I'm going to wait on that. I don't think that's going to be a new game that we play as it's fresh, and I hope that is acceptable. I am able to run the benchmark. I'm just worried because, first of all, my primary support crew for Monster Hunter games is currently in the middle of A, moving their whole life starting this week, and second, dealing with children because they are a parent. I'm not. Yeah. So like I could solo Monster Hunter Wilds and do like the story stuff. But everyone and their pet dog is doing that. Like everyone's playing that on here. Like there's other stuff I can play that's not that, you know? Like I don't know. Like if you want to watch that, that's one thing, but there's also like a lot of the people who are going to be on here and watching me play games on stream are going to want to also play that. And so they're going to avoid me streaming that because they don't want to be spoiled on the story. Right? Like it just seems like that's a thing that I should wait until later to play. Now, I have a stack of like 6 games that I started playing on here and never fucking finished. And there's a stack in that stack of games. There's 2 games that I still would like to maybe try finishing or starting over and playing again. There's also the fact that I haven't continued Dragon Age in a couple of weeks, and my brain just keeps bouncing off of the gameplay of that. I really want to play that for the story. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's an old-ass game. And it's old in the way where, like, it's the style of RPG that I have avoided playing for a reason. And I respect the story. And so I'm going to finish it come hell or high water, but I don't know if I'm going to finish it on stream. Because I don't think me plunking my way through the whole fucking, like, UI and, like, mechanics of it is going to be a good one. Yeah, that's the other thing is, like, a lot of people can't play Wilds, and I feel... How do I put this? I can hit the benchmark, but I'm not going to be able to run it on high settings right now. I would like more optimizations for this game before I consider playing it in any capacity on stream or off. Before I pick up that game, I want it to be better on PC. And if they aren't going to make it better on PC, I'm just not going to buy it. Because you shouldn't have to have a super top-of-the-line machine. I don't have a super top-of-the-line machine. I have, like, a solid mid-tier streaming machine, which is really high-end for, like, regular gaming and, like, computing purposes. But that's not... I don't know. It bugs the shit out of me that essentially optimization has been thrown in the garbage in all games forever. It's kind of fucked up. It's more than a little it's really fucked up, actually. Like, games should not be 150 gigs. Straight up. If a game is more than, like, 50 gigabytes, I have to expect that something bad happened in its development. Like, at this point, I have to expect that something bad happened in its development. Also that, like, they're increasing the price of games because they want more money. I mean, it's not a matter of making up for anything. They want more money. They want more money, and they want to act like that money is going to go to their devs, even though they keep firing their devs. Like, the list of... The list of publishing arms that have closed down but retained all IP rights for things is getting larger, and I'm hating it more and more. Just gonna be real with you. I'm not a fan. Like, if I'm being fully transparent, I don't see a reason to ever purchase or play Elder Scrolls 6. I don't. I saw what they were planning and what they were doing to revamp things with Starfield, and I don't see that as revamping or pushing any envelopes or, like, building anything or making anything cooler. And I don't see it doing anything good. I have no faith in that series. I used to be like a #1 top tier Elder Scrolls fucking fan. I don't think I'm gonna buy or play Elder Scrolls 6 at this point. I'm good not doing that. And I don't think anyone needs to, because they don't really give a shit. Ubisoft has been a bad publisher in terms of treating its studio with any kind of decency since day one, and they're falling apart. Big surprise. We've got everyone and their pet asshole is being sold off to other companies, and it's a whole situation that I don't have. It's hard to be optimistic. Like, I'm playing Yakuza, and Yakuza is already doing a bunch of bullshit with like extra DLC that would be part of the original game, and also a lot of online requirements for things, and like just also again a lack of optimization in the stuff. Pirate Yakuza is a giant fucking game for some reason. I do not know why. It doesn't appear to be a much larger adventure than, say, the first Gaiden, if we're going off of that. Like, it doesn't look... It might have more stuff in it. I don't know. I haven't really touched it since the first day we played it just to take a look at it, you know? But, like, that's not encouraging. I don't know, it just... This isn't a matter of there aren't any good games anymore. There are plenty of good games. Even the games that aren't optimized are still good and fun and enjoyable. It's just that, like... I don't want to put money in the pockets of a bunch of assholes who aren't even going to pay the people who are making the game, you know? Like Hades 2 is pulling, like picket crossing bullshit with their, like, refusal to sign AI protection contracts for their actors who, you know, being part of a union, want that. Like, that whole thing is a bunch of bullshit. Even people that we've trusted and respected as in terms of like their development shops, like they're pulling shadier, sketchier, and shittier moves. I don't know. It bothers me and it concerns me. Not only as a person who enjoys video games and would like them to still exist in like 10 years in any capacity that people as like a group can generally enjoy them without having to acquire like $1,000 machines. Like, if you want to play something on a PC and it's a PC specific game, you can't just have a computer that has some hardware in it. You have to have like a fine-tuned machine at this point a lot of the time. And that's not cool. Like, PC gaming is supposed to be the version for people who happen to also have a computer and want to play games that were on console. Like, originally, that's how that worked. Was like, there were PC-specific games that were usually made by extreme nerds who would make things like, you know, the Sierra games, for an example, the Quest for Glory series, the King's Quest series, those sorts of things. Oh, and Monkey Island. Can't forget Monkey Island. But like, I don't know. It feels like the weird niche of like dork-ass nerd shit that is also fun and goofy stopped being the mainstay of like big time like AAA gaming for sure, but like just like a lot of gaming, like it's harder to find those. They still exist. I'd like to play one of them on here. It's called Crow Country. It's a spooky game, so it might not be for everyone, and I understand and respect that. I like spooky fucking games though. I would like to play this game. All right? So I'm probably going to play this game at least once on here. I'm going to go through it and see if it's any good and have some fun with it. There's also Sorry We're Closed, which was given to me, and that is a game that I really want to check out on here. We've got some scarier, more horror-aligned games that we might be dipping into a little bit, just for a little while. And also some ridiculous things, and also just some, like, weird indie things over in, like, the Steam, like, alleyways. We'll find out. I want to get to those things. That's one of the things I want to talk about here. I don't know if we're going to get to actually playing a game, just because I'm not all the way here. I'm not here to pretend I'm all the way here. I'm a little bit cognitively compromised. Like we've got those two games. I've got I still have Little Kitty Big City that I wanted to fuck around with at some point. I don't know when we're gonna play that, but I wanna play that. I have that on here. It's ready to go. Let's see here. I'd like to see if, now that I have a new headset, if Horizon Forbidden West is functional, so that we can do a New Game Plus on that, because there's also the New Game Plus on that I wanted to do. But I don't know if we're going to do New Game Plus on that on here at all, because, I don't know, it just seemed like we played a lot of that game. There was a lot of, like, finickiness with that one to get it to work right. And there's other stuff that's coming out in a little while that I do want to play on here. 100%. One of the big things... Hang on. One of the big things... So a game that is not yet out. Let me just grab this real quick. So, I'm probably not going to play Elden Ring Night Rain when it first comes out. I can pretty much guarantee you I'm not going to play that when it first comes out. I'm going to warn you now. That's probably not a game I'm playing on stream. That is a game I may play off stream, but I'm probably not playing it on stream. Two reasons. I expect, and perhaps this is the cynicism in my heart, but I expect when a FromSoft game comes out that the online system is going to be buggy as fuck. It doesn't matter how many playtests they run. It doesn't matter how much stuff they do. It doesn't matter how careful they are. Every Dark Souls game has been this way. Elden Ring is still this way. We literally got a specific mod that makes multiplayer more stable than base game. Even with the bugs that Seamless Co-op produces for Elden Ring, it's still a more stable multiplayer experience than vanilla Elden Ring. To this day. That is not a great track record for network stability. So Night Rain, which is a online multiplayer focused game where you can do single player, but it's built to do as a group with friends, is something that I am going to hold off on purchasing until I see. It is nice that it's cheaper than other games, but it is also a thing where I know there is a very solid chance, there's like a very good chance that game is going to release, and we're going to have the same 2-minute rule that we've had in classic Elden Ring, or there's going to be because there's like multiple nights that you have to go through for, like, you know, survival and gathering of supplies and looting and things. There's going to be a situation where, like, at least one person is guaranteed to lose connection every run, which is not fun. That kills it for, like, a team game. I'm gonna be honest. If you're always down a player, you're always down a player, and it sucks. We had a similar issue back in the day with like Phasmophobia. There's been similar issues with like Lethal Company, and it's like, God, that game changed a bunch of things about multiplayer games, and I am very pleased about that. But like, that game wasn't the most stable, and when modded also isn't the most stable, but that's not the developer's fault. That's just because, you add a bunch of mods, it adds the potential for issues. We all know that. We accept that as part of the risk. But like, Elden Ring is a game that you can play entirely solo, front to back, and not feel bad about it. You will not feel like you missed out on a huge element of the game, which is a first for FromSoft's like Souls series. I appreciate that. I respect that. It seemed especially important because if you summon someone today, there's a solid chance that they will walk through the like fog gate with you to fight a boss, and then suddenly they won't be there anymore. Doesn't matter which fog gate, doesn't matter when you did it, doesn't matter how good your connection is or how good their connection is for the internet in general. Elden Ring's multiplayer servers don't do that good. So I don't have a lot of faith. Forgive me for being a salty little bitch, but I don't have a lot of faith in Elden Ring Night Rain's network stability. I just don't. This has been the kind of issue. Listen, I've had multiplayer issues where I, as the host in Dark Souls 3, walked through the fog gate, ran the fucking like cutscene for fucking Osiris. My friends walked through the fog gate after I did, but the cutscene ended and it was just a black screen for me. They walked in, Osiris was just not moving, and they got to just wail on the motherfucker. And when he died, the whole thing crashed out, and I got my stuff for killing the guy. But that is a standard issue activity that happens in Souls games, where weird shit will happen. And there's no way around it. There's just no way around it. For some reason, you can have like 80% of the time a normal experience, and then the 20% of the time, it's always weird shit like that. But the 20% of the time happens guaranteed. And it's a concern. So that's my problem. I want to play a lot of these games day of release. I played Pyro Yakuza a little bit day of release. We got to see that. It was fun. I enjoyed it. We went and said hi to other people afterward. We had a great time. It was a great stream. But like, there's a lot of games that I don't trust to be good or stable in any way. And I just have to accept that I don't play games day of, not because like I'm a small streamer channel and everyone's going to be watching the bigger streamer channels and boo fucking who. I don't play them because I keep seeing big streamers play these games day of, and they have nothing but technical issues. And it's not encouraging. I want to play more things day of, like the release day. I do want to do that. It's really hard for me to, because I am a broke ass bitch, especially. It's really hard for me to justify paying full price for a game that isn't going to work. Right? Like, that just seems like a bad move. That seems like a consistently bad move. All the time. Meanwhile, there's a bunch of, like, there's a lot of smaller titles that aren't, like, 50 and 60 and now 70 for some fucking reason dollars, There's a bunch of titles that are not $70 for no reason. And it is for no reason. It is literally for no reason whatsoever. The value of games has not increased. The value of games, just to base off of like the few things I've talked about just now, the value of games has decreased because the quality of like the actual back end of things that makes the games work has decreased. And also that money isn't going to the people who are in charge of that shit in the first place, which might be part of why it's not going, like that part's going down in quality. Anyway, I'm not here to point fingers, but I am going to point a lot of fingers at the fucking devs. Like the people in charge of the devs especially. They need... I just want to say, you gotta unionize. Unions are great, and you should do them. You should join them. You should make them happen in your workplaces. A unionized workplace is 100% of the time a better workplace. Now, a unionized workplace that has let the union sort of get bought out by the company again is not a unionized workplace anymore. And that's not, we can't count that as a unionized workplace anymore. But like an actual unionized workplace is better 100% of the time. Anywho, there's a number of games that are pretty new within the last 6 months, or that are releasing in the next like week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, that I really want to play, and I fully intend to play. This is important. Now, there's a couple of these that I'm not gonna fuck around with, and I'm not gonna talk about, because as much as I want to play them day of, I can't, again, because they're run by a big publishing company, I can't trust that they're going to be any good. But like, there's a game that is, as you may well know, in the theme of things that I enjoy, called Mouse PI for Hire, that I'm hoping to play day of release. I'm hoping to play that day of release. It's not a big thing, but it's a fun-looking one. It's a shooter, similar to like Forgive Me Father or like Bolt Gun, but it's like rubber hose animation style. And I really want to play that. It looks just good enough to be just fucked up enough that it would be a fun thing for us to do here, right? It's very on brand for me to find things that look fun but are also a little bit fucked up. I'm just saying. That's one of the ones where, like, I don't know the date it releases. It just says 2025, but I do want to play it on here. That is fun. It looks good. It looks really fucking good. There's also some visual novel style games that I might play on here. I do not guarantee that I will be playing them on here, but I'm considering playing them on here, and I enjoy those sorts of things in my off time. So maybe. It's a solid maybe if enough people say they want me to play those specifically. Like, that's a thing. But yeah. I don't know. There's also... Okay. There's also a thing where, like... I feel bad. I feel because, like, I feel like I failed to finish Dragon Age Origins on here. This is not to say we're not going to play more Dragon Age on here, because Recane has set me to the task of playing the Dragon Age games. Right? Like, you should be interested in the things that you're doing on here if you're going to be streaming. Like, you have to be able to have fun. So I feel bad because I've failed to play Dragon Age Origins on here in a consistent fashion in any way, shape, or form. And I kind of feel like I just want to, like, dig through that game and finish it on my own time. But once I do that, I think I do have to play Dragon Age 2 on here. And I also have Inquisition. So we could play those 3 games. At least starting them on here. Though I do have the responsibility to finish them elsewhere. It's sort of like I started playing Assassin's Creed 2 on here. And, I still have do I still have Assassin's Creed 2? I don't have Assassin's Creed 2 installed anymore. I feel so bad. That game is fucking impossible to get to run properly on my computer. So, unfortunately, I did uninstall it. But I did... So here's the thing. I did play Assassin's Creed 2 and Assassin's Creed Brotherhood back when they first released. A little bit. And I also watched people play them because they were my roommate's, like, favorite fucking series. And also, for a little while, my favorite series. But, like, 3 was fun. After 3, it got a little fucked up. Also, I never got to finish any of them past the first one. That's neither here nor there. But yeah, there's like 6 games that I started on here and just didn't finish. Like, I feel bad because I never finished El Paso Elsewhere, but also the story got spoiled for me. Similar to Outer Wilds. Like, someone spoiled the shit out of those for me, and I was like, I don't want to play this anymore. And that's its own thing. I don't think I'm going to play El Paso Elsewhere here. One thing I do want to do, though. So, a game that I tried a little bit. I tried a little bit on here, and I got really pissed off at it because the puzzles were just kind of fucked. For me. And my brain at the time was Crosscode. There was like one zone where for some reason I just couldn't do like a platforming section that I had to do to continue the game. And because I couldn't do that, I couldn't continue the game. So I just sort of like wasn't allowed to continue the game at all. And that got really fucking annoying. And I'm considering giving that a second chance here. So that's going to be a thing. Also, I will say this. I do think, and I need you to understand where I'm coming from this, I do think I am probably never going to play like ever going to play any of the original Dark Souls on here. Part of that is because I have 100%ed those games already. There is nothing new in those games for me to play them again. I might play them if there's like a mod that comes out for them. I've been very tempted to play the Remastis mod for the original Dark Souls, but it's hard for me to justify that because I have dug through all of those fucking games. I didn't 100% those games until kind of recently, but that was something that I was doing on my own time, just for like my own. I don't know. It felt necessary. I needed to do that on PC on this Steam account. Oh, one game that I am totally going to go back and play all the way through is Chrono Trigger. I might start a new game on that and play it all over again and just do Chrono Trigger. That might be a thing. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier, but yeah, that's a game that I feel like that would be a good one to do. I don't want to finish that yet. Okay, cool. Because I will always say it is unfortunate that Chrono Trigger put in so much work and did so well, only to be completely outshined by Super Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars. Everything and I do mean everything that Chrono Trigger wants to do, mechanically speaking, not narratively speaking, but mechanically speaking, Super Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars does better. Like, objectively. And you can fight me on that, but you are wrong. Just straight up. Narratively, art design wise, okay, Chrono Trigger wins. All right? Okay, so we're playing Super Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars here on stream. After we're gonna play Chrono Trigger all the way through, and then we're gonna play Super Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars. Okay, so that's the thing that we have to do. That is required. Alright, that is an excuse for me to play that game. It's so good. Here's the thing. Actually, no, I'm gonna say this. It's not an... Chrono Trigger's only, like, objective win over Super Mario RPG is its art. You can't really beat Akira Toriyama art style. You just can't. But actually, no, I will say that is the only thing that they have up on Super Mario RPG. Super Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars beats out Chrono Trigger mechanically. It does beat it out narratively. And it is a Mario game. They did an RPG with Mario, and it did better than every heavy hitter in the industry at the time that Chrono Trigger was made. And it's not really all that close, actually. It's not close at all. It's just a better game. And I'm not saying this as someone who is like some sort of weird Nintendo fanboy. When it comes to Mario, I think Mario is... Anytime that Mario is a platformer, it turns out, like, it's fun, it's good as a Mario game, but, like, it's not even, like... It's not even a thing that you can necessarily... Mario is always the testing ground for mechanical bullshit for Nintendo. Right? Like I'm a fan of the old Zelda games. I'm a fan of Breath of the Wild, and I'm a fan of Tears of the Kingdom. There's not as much replay value in those games as I'd like. Personally, I don't think. Unless you do specific kinds of like challenge runs or that sort of thing. On that note, there is a YouTube channel, Simply Snaps, where you should check out a lot of Tears of the Kingdom challenge runs if you really like those. But like, I've never been a huge like, Nintendo's the big, but also more importantly, Chrono Trigger was on the Nintendo. It was on the Super Nintendo. Okay? Super Nintendo had Chrono Trigger, and then also it had Super Mario RPG. And one of these is like weirdly the best RPG I've ever fucking seen. And then the other one was also just Chrono Trigger. And Super Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars shouldn't be that good. It's a fucking Mario game. But like, it is. And like the Paper Mario games that came after it, that only exist because of it, because they were like, oh, RPG mechanics can be fun in a Mario title. And so they made Paper Mario, which is frankly the best Mario series. I don't know. We're gonna play Chrono Trigger. I like Chrono Trigger. Don't get me wrong. Chrono Trigger is one of the best Chrono Trigger is one of the best games on the Super Nintendo. From the Super Nintendo era, it is one of the best games. It's one of the few games that actually lets you have like good like team mechanics in the system. Of the games that were released in the US, it it's for team mechanic games. There's a couple of Japan only titles that have fan translations that are pretty much emulation only, which sucks, but because they could have sold great over here and it would have been great, and it would have kind of set to rest immediately the concept of games as an art form as a question, because they are fucking amazing. There are a number of games that I can't talk about on here because I don't know enough Japanese to actually translate their titles well enough. Riken and I have talked about them a couple of times, though. There's a number of games that are very good, that do a lot of things that Chrono Trigger does, but better, that came out after Chrono Trigger, of course. But the mechanics were set up in Chrono Trigger, but also they were set up in Super Mario RPG Legends of Seven Stars. And every time there's a mechanic that Chrono Trigger did, there's it goes better. It goes better in Super Mario RPG. I am still bothered by the fact that Super Mario RPG Legends of Seven Stars is better than Chrono Trigger. You know, one of the games hailed as the best game of all time in a number of instances, Chrono Trigger. But yeah, no, it's not as good. Anyway, we've been over this for a solid 20 minutes now. Let's talk about something else. Things I'm not doing anymore on this channel. Let's talk about things I'm not doing on this channel anymore. Okay? This is very important. First things first. I am not going to play any Minecraft ever. No, that's not. No, absolutely. That's ridiculous. That game I fucking loved way too much. No. So I don't play RTSs. I'm not going to play an RTS anytime soon, but I play a lot of turn-based shit. I'm not going to be playing any Dark Souls games on here probably anytime soon, unless a mod comes out for a Dark Souls game that I think is really good that you should also check out. If I don't think it's worth you risking, my account, because of mods and because of my days of fooling around and checking things out in terms of cheats and other shenanigans, my Dark Souls 3 account is now just forever thrown into the Shadow Realm. There's an email I can send and get it returned back to normal, actually. That would take me 30 minutes to hunt down the email and just send them an email and be like, hey, I don't have any hacked stuff on there. Can I please go back to normal? And I can go back to normal servers. But I know there's going to be a mod for Dark Souls 3 that comes out before too long. It's not a matter of butt effort. It's a matter of, but Archthrones comes out at some point, and I really want Archthrones to come out so that I can play Archthrones, because that's the mod that I am not talking about, but I'm totally going to talk about right now. I want Archthrones to come out. I want Archthrones to come out because it's good. It's a good mod. It does a lot of the things for Dark Souls 3 that I wanted to happen in Dark Souls 3. And everyone who was like, well, why didn't they do this Elden Ring thing in Dark Souls 3? Archthrones does that. And it's good, and I want that there. Also, it's basically a spiritual recreation of Demon's Souls, but in the Dark Souls 3 engine setup. So, a better engine. And I really like that, and I want to see more of it. So, you can check out the demo, but also you should check that out. It's very good. It's extremely good, and I'm very excited. And I'm just sort of sitting here quietly and keeping my fucking cool about that while they slowly but surely put that shit together, because I am very fucking excited. It is it is voiced. It is fully rebuilt as a world thing. It is just an alternate storytelling thing for Dark Souls 3. I think it's very good. I think it's very interesting, and I really want them to finish it, and I would really like them to do well with it, because it's very good. I want them to feel good about the thing that they did, but I also want to showcase the whole thing and not just the demo. So I'm waiting on that, and that's probably the only time that I'm going to play a Dark Souls on here. I'll play more Elden Ring. Especially if there's good Elden Ring mods that come out that aren't buggy as fuck. I will say my only major complaint about all of the Elden Ring mods that aren't just seamless co-op that I've found so far is that they fuck everything up on Elden Ring a lot of the time and can fuck up your entire save structure, which sucks. But yeah. And then once I finish playing Arch Thrones, then I'll send the email to FromSoft or the Bandai Namco section, and then I'll ask them very nicely to give me back my account so that I can actually play Dark Souls 3 with friends without using cheats again. That'd be cool. When I say with cheats, I mean that they have to use cheats to enter the shadow realm of the cheater server so that they can play alongside me. I do want to make this clear. Like, I don't think there's any point in time where I felt the need to use cheats in Dark Souls 3. The game just feels good the whole way through. Anyway, we are about to go to ad break. We've got like 10 seconds before that goes. I will see you in a little bit, and then I'll keep rambling at you. All right. Yup! It's good. It's real good. And when it's finished, it's gonna be real fucking... Assuming it gets finished, assuming the team and everything in the project survives long enough for it to be finished, it promises to be real fucking good. There is always the risk, especially with Souls mod sets, for things to just fall apart or not be supported in any way, shape, or form. This isn't like the Skyrim modding community or the Minecraft modding community. Souls modding community gets fucking artilleried essentially by cease and desists pretty regularly. Like the Souls fan community, pretty much every fan project you've ever seen, whether it's Nightmare Cart or fucking like any other shit. Yeah, it's free. It's free. Of course it's free. If they try to make money off of it, they'll get hit with a C&D. Because that's what happens to the Souls fan community. Is like if we want cool stuff and we make it ourselves, they shoot it down legally as fast as possible. They just slam you with bureaucracy as quickly as possible. It is the tragedy of being a fan of these games. Is that you are destined to deal with a lot of people who are like, oh yeah, our IP is the only thing we have for us. And we're totally fucked if we don't protect it with an iron fist, even though that's never been a thing that has ever helped any company ever. Anyway. So... one other thing. I'm joking when I say that I'm never going to play Minecraft on here. Again, that's not... I'm definitely playing on. But there's a good chance. I've chatted with... we've talked about... we've rated Howie several times. I'm gonna give Howie a shout out real quick. So Howie's a hyena. They play Valheim, and they play a bunch of other like survival crafting things. Not only am I going to say that I want to be clear that it's a joke, I am totally going to play Minecraft on here again. One day when I'm not burned out on it, and I'm not burned out on dealing with really shitty people on Minecraft servers. And people just being like really fucky about like the things that I build on Minecraft servers. Once I've recovered from that and I'm ready to be heard again, I'll probably play Minecraft on here again. But also, in terms of survival crafting, Howie has mentioned absolutely wanting to set up an actual situation with Valheim, which is a game I love very much and have played for over 1,000 hours, almost 2,000 hours at this point, probably, and a number of other survival craftings, because they're also a fan of the survival crafting genre, as am I, and it would be nice to have someone to play those alongside, because a lot of those games really benefit from playing with someone. Like, there are very different games when you play them with someone, as opposed to when you don't play them with someone. So there is that. And I gotta talk with them at some point. They're currently, I think their last stream before moving was yesterday. They are currently in the process of moving houses. So that's gonna be its own thing. Similar to one of my mods and dear friends, Supika. But Howie wanted to do some more survival crafting stuff maybe in the future. So not only will there be more survival crafting games on here, they might be games where I'm playing alongside somebody. So that's a thing to look forward to. Though I don't see myself playing Minecraft on stream anytime in the near future. I'm gonna be honest. after that last SMP that I kind of joined in, I joined them and like there's a lot of, I don't know. Maybe I'm an asshole. I mean, here's the thing. For like the Perpeach server, that was unfucking comfortable a lot of the time for me. I set up the starting zone. I hid treasures all over that fucking castle. Nobody touched it. Ain't nobody touched it. I'm still a little salty about that. But it is what it is. And that's done and over. But it's also like every time I've been on a multiplayer environment for Minecraft, that's not the same. Yeah, like that's not the same. That's not the same at all. And maybe I should have made that more obvious. Maybe I should have signposted that more. Maybe I should have put a big thing in lights about it. That's my bad. But I'm still a little salty about it. I'm also really salty about the fact that, like, a couple of people kept fucking with my, like, claim zone. I set it up to be, like, friendly so that people could actually, like, have access to things. And instead of, like, taking supplies and things, which is what I would expect people to do, because I had set it up to be okay to do that, they, like, fucked with the structure of my stuff. And that's... like, that's basic Minecraft etiquette, that you don't fucking do that. Right? Like, that's basic Minecraft etiquette. You don't do that. If someone built something, you don't just fuck with it because you can. Not on a fucking server. Not on, like, a collaborative server. If it's a PvP server, that's a different fucking situation now, isn't it? If it were a PvP server, I would be fine with that. That's just the risks of the server, right? Like, a PvP server is a specific thing where you are specifically trying to fuck with things that people are doing. You're gonna blow shit up, you're gonna change shit out, you're gonna fuck with people's stuff. But don't fuck with someone's stuff. That's just rude. That's just rude. And, like, that's just rude. And I don't want to play with someone where I have to constantly remind them not to fuck with my shit. And I don't want to play with someone where I have to constantly deal with them fucking with my shit. Or I have to show up and surprise I have to deal with them fucking with my shit. Like, pranks are one thing. All right? Pranks are one thing. Pranks are fine. No, yeah, like work and time commitments are their own thing. I also, like, shit happened, but like I did have some responsibilities. I did have some responsibilities that I had to take care of. That did make it so that I couldn't necessarily do Minecraft on server. In the timeline after a certain point. I did also, like, state that from the beginning to the people who were in charge of the server. Like, I make no claims about my ability to, like, consistently be here. So that shouldn't have been a surprise. They didn't seem to be surprised by it. I let them know as things were going, like, hey, not gonna be a thing. They were like, it's fine. Should be fine. As far as I can tell, I did that. I'm pretty sure I did that. I hope to God I did that. But like, I roadmapped that ahead of time, so like that should be fine. That's the thing. Not everyone's gonna be able to do the thing the whole way through, but like, it's just one of those things of like, hey, I did this thing. I can't do a bunch of things. I can't be on work crew all the time. That's not what I signed up for. That's the other thing. A lot of the times when I am invited to things like this, it is because they want me to do free labor, basically. And that kind of fucks with me. Like, I don't think Peachy did anything wrong. I want to be clear about that. But I do think, and again, I may be an asshole. I do think there's a lot of things that happen in terms of like projects on the server that were stated as things that were done for the sake of the server, that were mostly just done for the sake of like how do I phrase this in a way that is coherent? It doesn't matter of being an asshole at this point. Coherent. There's a lot of projects that we started doing that didn't really need to be done. And we didn't finish them, right? Like there were things where like someone started doing something or was like, I want to do this thing. And then it was clearly a thing that was like way too big for them to do it solo. Like I can easily think like the harbor. There were like sections of like the town village thing. And there's a bunch of stuff. If I had the option to redo it, I probably would have redone all the interior of the castle, that sort of thing. And I basically set up the castle and I started it off and that was fine. And I was like, all right. And then near the end of that, I was like, I should consider changing all of this up. And then I didn't do it because I knew better. But like the harbor, for an example, was a big one. I keep thinking about the harbor of like, there was a harbor and boats and we started a harbor. We did not finish a harbor. We did not even get close to finishing that damn thing. There was a bunch of like project buildings in the village where like we did them just to get them done and they weren't necessarily good. I know several of the ones that I did were absolutely that sort of situation. I mean, y'all wanted to. I didn't really give a shit about doing a harbor. I was happy just having like maybe a boat or two in the area and then filling it with mob spawners or something. Or explosives. Or something. I don't know. Like, I don't know. Yeah, we had a bunch of big things, and then, like, there's a lot of public work stuff that just sort of showed up, and, like, I know Cobble kind of burned out on it, like, right away. But, like, also the fact that, okay, here's my other issue. When I go onto a multiplayer server for Minecraft, when I do like an SMP thing, whenever I join an SMP, whether it's for a stream thing, like this last one was, or all of the times that I've joined one where it wasn't, where it's just like a person's stuff. Or it's just like a person was like, I'm running a server for like me and like my internet friends. Every time I've joined one of those servers, someone else has speedrun the whole fucking thing. And they're really big on being an asshole about it. Every single time there's some asshole that wants to speedrun through all of the server stuff. They want to make all of the things. They want to do all of the stuff. They do it like it's their full-time fucking job. even though it's a Minecraft server, and I need to reiterate that it's a Minecraft server, but like, it's not like a group of people building a bunch of stuff or finding new things to get excited about or like trying new things, okay? It's not like that. It's one person hauling ass through it and then building every big structure that you could ever want to build, that anyone might want to build. So like they build the mob farm, they build the iron farm, they build the everything. And they do it all in the same place so that it's a giant fucking lag sink. So that it's always on whenever anyone is on. And it always goes that way, where there's one obnoxious asshole who does everything and then puts everything in the middle of the fucking spawn and makes it so that you have to deal with the fact that they've already done all of the things that could be done. And they've probably done it in a way where they're sure that they did it better than anyone else could. And it's a giant dick move. And I hate that. I hate that shit. I hate that shit. The only ways to fix that are a shitty way and like a slightly different shitty way. The first one is to like make sure that the server is only on during specific hours. And the second one, yeah, and like from what I've seen of like Jummy's server, for an example, Jummy's server looks fine. Jummy's server looks like everyone's just kind of doing their own thing and having fun and enjoying themselves. And, you know, chilling. I think that's fun. I think that's good. I haven't seen your, like, personal server. But, like, there's always that one asshole whenever I show up on a multiplayer server who's already done every possible fucking thing. To the point where the idea of doing it yourself, they're like, I already did it. Even if they haven't set it up so that it can be used by anyone else, they're like, I did it. You can't do that, I did it. Which is always a dick move. And then it kind of ruins the fun. And the only ways to fix that are to limit like the hours of operation for the server, or to limit how many hours per day someone can be on the server. That's it. Those are the two ways. And both of those are kind of fucked. The only way that you can really fix that problem is by filtering those people out of the whole fucking equation. And when it's like a generally public server, there is no good way to do that. Yeah, no, like, I can't stand that shit. Like, you gotta be able to... You gotta let people poke around, is the thing. Like, yeah, if you're gonna do Minecraft, and you're gonna do it multiplayer, and you're gonna do it, like, in any sort of, like, group fashion, not just, like, have a multiplayer server where multiple people show up, but, like, have a group server where you play together as friends, you absolutely have to, like, you have to have it so that you can, like, poke around and goof off on it. That's an important element. Like, goofing off in Minecraft is an important part of the Minecraft experience, whether you're solo or multiplayer. And you gotta be able to do it. And if there isn't any room for goofing off, then it's a bad time. Like, I don't want... This is why I bounce off of multiplayer Minecraft so much, is like, I don't want people fucking with all my shit. And I don't want people no-lifing it for like 5 whole days. There's also my personal issue with the Perpeach mod pack, where like once it updated, it deleted like all but 10 of my levels that I got. Because I'd fought a bunch of, like, really, really mean fucking shit. And I couldn't progress any more levels. Just straight up because the mod pack wouldn't let you. Which was also annoying because, like, if you'll remember, like, you would have a listed damage thing, and you would do half of that to enemies, which is dog water. If I have a number that says, hey, here's this, and there's no defense number on them, it should do that number. It should do that number specifically, not half, not 60%, not 75. It should do that number. If that doesn't happen, then the math isn't working correctly. I don't know. It pissed me off. And then, like, on top of that, I lost all of my levels just because the update was like, oh, we didn't want it getting too easy for you, so we got rid of your ability to do this unless you did specific quest progression in the quest section where you have to fight specific bosses that aren't easy to respawn. Anyway, also, there's the thing where, like, I teamed up with like a couple of the people who were kind of like, they speed ran through it, and then they did like the extra content of the like whatever the fuck expansion thing for the mod. Anyway, they were doing the thing, and we were fighting for like an hour. We were just murdering monsters for an hour, trying to get the drop of like the item that would let you spawn the enemy. And then when they spawned the enemy, the like, oh hey, if something is producing a bunch of server ticks, this mod auto kills it. And that mod that auto killed it was the thing that auto killed the mob that was summoned. So like after an hour of work, the server killed the boss instantly. After 20 seconds of it existing on server, because it hit a certain element of its thing and started doing some sort of server tick. And it was like, can't do that, kill that. It was that followed by the update. I didn't get to play between that and the update that like curb stomped my level back to 10. So I just sort of didn't want to play on the server anymore. Shockingly, when progress is impossible to actually make forward, and also you make it impossible to like have or retain the progress that you've already made, I just don't want to do it. I don't know. If I wanted a thing that was like artificially harder for no good reason, I would just play RLCraft. Anywho. Okay, so things I want to play on here include things like Crow Country, and Sorry We're Closed. I'm probably going to replay and play all the way through Chrono Trigger. Let's see here. If and when that mod comes out, I will play Dark Souls 3 on here again, and that's probably the only time I'll do it. Survival Crafting with Howie. Yakuza stuff will continue on Fridays. I don't know that I'm going to play it today, but, like, we're going to do this stuff. Oh, yeah! That game, which is a collab game, and I'm going to collab with that game. I'm not going to talk about it until I have a collab partner for it, for sure. It's not a survival crafting game. It's a stupid game that I love very much. Don't worry about it. Let's see here. Oh, another game that I wanted to bring back here was Teardown. Teardown's a fun little voxel game that lets you break shit and steal stuff. It's fun. I will almost certainly play that on here again. And then, let's see here. I have yet to sufficiently inflict Hellish Court on everyone yet. That's a game that I definitely need to make people experience some more. I think it actually has a story mode now, so that's good. Also, unless I'm getting paid, I'm not playing Sekiro on here. I don't think I have to explain that one. I will retract my previous statement. Sekiro is absolutely a Souls game. I used to be of the opinion that it is a solid FromSoft game. It's an excellent FromSoft game. Don't get me wrong. The reason I'm not playing it on here unless I'm getting paid is not because I don't like it. I fucking love it. You get to stealth murder. And it's good stealth murder. In a FromSoft game. It's a very good FromSoft game. I used to be of the opinion that it was not a Souls game. Mostly because every Souls game permits you some sort of... There is a certain tier of magic in every Souls game as an RPG that lets you like fully customize your character and build different loadouts and play the game entirely different from like how another person might play. And Sekiro doesn't let you do that. And it still doesn't, and I still don't think that on that end, it is not a Souls game in that vein. But there are enough customization points on it, and like areas in which you can like change out how you play that game and how you fight in that game, and how you deal with the challenges of that game. I will say, I was turned around on that because I wasn't aware of a certain section of things that you were able to do in that game. Later on in that game. I have never completed Sekiro. And I want to save that. I want to save that for like a charity stream or something where I am forced to play that game through to completion in some capacity. Kind of as a punishment. Even though I do love that game, it is grueling in the way it forces you to handle certain encounters. There is enough customization. You can play that game entirely differently, though, from one person to another. Even if you don't have magical horse shit. Even if you don't have the Kamehameha in that game, you still have other things that are absolutely bullshit that no one can actually do in real life. That do make you feel like you are cheating more than a little bit in the game. And I would love to play that game. But I would want to do that as like part of like a charity stream or something. Or as like a punishment stream. Absolutely. Oh, another game that I can't play on here. I only have 66 minutes on PC? I only have... Okay, so a game that I'm not willing to play on here because I've played way too much of it on my roommate's console is Rocket League, which is soccer cars. It's car soccer. Similar to why I don't play a lot of competitive shooters. I'm never going to play a Call of Duty game on here under any circumstances. I'm never going to play that kind of game on here. It turns me into a worse person. It turns me into I become toxic. Like the way some people become toxic in League. I become a bad person. Not even like a worse, I become a bad person. I become an evil person. A horrible person. Playing Rocket League. I become an awful, awful creature when I play Rocket League. No. I become a worse person in shooters because I am, when it comes to a lot of the realistic military shooters, my brain just can't wrap around them. And so I have a bad time. And also there's like a really toxic community that surrounds them at all times. There is no shooter that I've run into that didn't have this problem. It doesn't matter if it's Overwatch. It doesn't matter if it's Call of Duty. It doesn't matter if it's Valorant. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. These games bring horrible people out. But similar to how those people are brought out as horrible people there, I become a horrible person playing Rocket League. I think I will only inflict Rocket League upon you as a group if there is some sort of, if it's for a good cause. I will only inject that toxicity back into my soul if it's for like a charity thing. These are the two games. These are the two kinds of games that I will only play for charity, for the sake of someone, for the sake of a cause greater than myself. Absolutely unwilling to play them in any other capacity. I will get myself a 3 to 7 day ban for the things I say playing Rocket League if it's for charity. If they get money and I get a 3 to 7 day vacation, I will consider it worthwhile. But under no other fucking circumstances. Here's the thing. I don't shit talk. I don't shit talk in a lot of games. You've seen me play games. I don't shit talk a lot. I don't shout death threats in games that are not Rocket League. Right? Like, I don't. That's a certain kind of anger and a certain kind of shit talk. That I don't normally bring to the table. I'm probably so rusty that I am just trash at Rocket League anyway at this point. So I just get unreasonably angry the whole time I'm playing the game. But like, I played too much of that game in college. I played too much of that game in college and after college. I had to restrain myself. Once upon a time, I went to a house party with my friends, and Rocket League was new, and the friend that I would go and the friend whose console I would go and play Rocket League on was not at this party. And so I could pretend that this was also my first time playing Rocket League, even though I had just played it for too many hours. Way too many hours. Shortly before arriving at this party of friends who were playing it as friends do. And I was very polite and did not say a fucking word. And one of the people who was playing was like, wow, how is Grum getting those fucking reads? And I was like, just luck. And like a fucking liar. Like a filthy fucking liar. And I was like, I didn't say because I fucking know how to read. I did not say because I'm not a piece of shit like y'all. I did not say those things. They would have been mean. I wouldn't have meant them. And they would have been taken very poorly. And the game was still pretty new, so it was like, I could just act like it was beginner's luck. Anyway, the Lies of P DLC, when the fuck does that come out? When the fuck does the Lies of P fucking actual thing come out? Hang on. That's a thing that's gotta be on my to-do list. Yeah, when does Lies of P Overture come out? They don't have... I fucking hate this. They don't even have a date on it. Lies of P Overture is one of the few things that I'm willing to take the gamble and play day of. Real talk, it's one of the only things left on my list of things where I'm like, nah, that's a thing that I want to mess with. That's a thing I'll fuck with day one. Because Lies of P fucking delivered. Lies of P fucking delivered, and I gotta respect that, and they've given me no reason to think that they won't deliver on their DLC. Like, I know that all of the core mechanics of Elden Ring and Night Rain will be good. All of the core mechanics that are just how you play the game as one person in the game. That will be just like S tier. Guaranteed. It's just the network stability that I am terrified about. Because when the fuck is a Souls game, a FromSoft game, had good network stability? And the answer is fucking never. We already went over that for like an hour. But like, and same with like Monster Hunter Wilds, I've seen everyone playing like multiplayer and having nothing but like Joe Cat's stream for it was like nothing but technical difficulties. That is such a hit to the confidence for that fucking game. I'm gonna wait until they patch that shit back up. Hey, thank you to Saribot, for fucking nuking that goddamn bot. Anyway, yeah, like, here's the thing. I'm not gonna get into fighting games on here, not because I'm like a toxic person playing those, because I'm not. I'm also really bad at fighting games. Fun story, it's hard for me to trash talk when I'm part of the trash. When I know for a fact I'm part of the trash. I am the trash tier of fighting games. Straight up. I am absolutely terrible at fighting games. Just like I'm absolutely terrible at shooters. Alright? I'm fucking garbo at every modern shooter. Every modern shooter, specifically every modern first-person shooter. I'm solid C tier in any third-person shooter. I love third-person shooters. Third-person shooters are the best. Remnant 2 is a beautiful game, and you should play it. I might play Remnant 2 on here with people. I might start a new game of Remnant 2 with people. Because my current playthrough is the only one I've ever really done. And it's done everything for the first time, but like 50 times over, because it's a roguelike Souls-like, so it's a thing. but I would want to grab people for that, and I gotta make sure. The problem is, so here's my problem. I have two people that I play these kinds of games with, that I play things like Monster Hunter and like Remnant and other Souls games with. And it's specifically Supika and Papa Shrone on here. They are my dear friends that I've had since fucking high school. And like, they are my friends and we play those games. The problem is Papa Shrone is a father. And so, Papa Shrone's general gaming hours are after the kids go to bed. Right? You've seen my stream hours. They are usually in my time zone from like noonish to like 7 p.m., which is before the kids go to bed, right? I don't want to, if it's a stream thing, I don't want to impose any sort of like, I don't want to impose any sort of like perceived obligation. Because first of all, there is no obligation in that case. There's no, not to me. That man's obligation is to his kids. And to his family in general. Like, I'm not here to even remotely put an ounce of anything in between him and like his family. Like that's gotta be number one. And I'm never gonna fuck with that. I'm never gonna shit on that. That is a good thing. One thing I will say about Papa Shrone is that he is actually a really good father, from what I can tell. Like everything I've seen of him, he is just an excellent father. If you're listening to this, everything I've seen has shown me that you are like a fantastic parent, and I'm like really proud to be your friend. On account of that, you can feel good about that. Please feel good about that. But like, exactly. Get respected, nerd. That's such a weird way to say that. Anyway, but yeah, no, it's just one of those things. The problem is, I don't want to stream the late night where I'm already kind of like punchy and like my brain, like any meds that I have worn off by then. And like, I'm not at my top tier. He's not at his top tier. Supika's not at his top tier. No one's at their best when we're playing at that hour, right? And so like, I need to find friends who can stream at this kind of hour, right? Like I hate it, but I can't. My fun group tragically has to stay just for me. And so I need to get a stream group for these sorts of games. Who plays during the hours that I am streaming. That is more difficult because I stream at, if I'm being totally honest, the unemployed hours for Pacific time zone. On account of the fact that I am vaguely employed at best. This is paying me. You aren't on the West Coast, US. It's evening hours for you. It's nighttime where you are. It's dinner time where you are. Okay? Don't give me that. Don't fucking give me that. I started at your evening time. I know. It's not afternoon video gaming hours. It's not early. It's not like 11 a.m. video gaming hours where you are. It's evening time. And then it's goblin hours. I go from like your evening time to goblin hours. Your time. Pardon me while I check to see when my gut meds arrive, and it's still 5:35 or so p.m., which is in 6 hours. Yeah, like goblin hours is not unemployed hours. It can be, all right? And yes, all hours are unemployed hours when you're unemployed, but I mean like the specific hours that only unemployed people or like self-employed people who are therefore like one stage away from being unemployed use as their general day-to-day hours as free time hours. The hours where other people who have 9-to-5s are being responsible. And meanwhile, you know, people like me stream and or stress about the fact that we don't have a 9-to-5. Anyway. That was a thing. That was a thing where I aim at myself, by the way. I also want to be clear, I'm not making any kind of value judgment on being unemployed. I just know that there are certain habits and open points of time for people who are exactly. Like, I am self-employed. Streaming makes more consistent money for me than any of my actual work. And I'm not really fit to do actual work right now because half the time my guts don't even work right. And so I can't, like, focus enough because I'm too busy being doubled over in horrible pain. Or my brain just isn't doing its fucking job. So, like, not only am I unemployed, I am mostly unemployable in most common positions and occupations. Which fucking sucks, but it is what it is. Anywho. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with, or like, from an ethical or moral or like value judgment level, there is nothing wrong per se with being unemployed. There's just a lot of problems with being unemployed in that you don't make money. And I would like to make money. It's weird that this makes me the most money I've made consistently for the past 2 years now. It's ridiculous. Also, y'all are lovely. Thank you so much for giving me the money you have. Thank you for doing thank you for sponsoring me and getting me fucking equipment. Holy shit. But like, I have a degree. I have a degree in like specific stuff that actually has its specific skills, but the specific skills have like pretty broad employable implications. Like they apply to a lot of different fields. Because, like, everyone needs good writing and everyone needs good communication skills. And my skills are in writing, editing, and, like business communication skills. That's my whole thing. And, like, it's annoying. It's annoying. Anyway. It is frustrating, but it's not, like, evil, and I keep having to tell myself that I'm not an evil person just because I don't have a job right now. Anyway. Yes. Because here's the thing. My brain tells me that it's evil because I could go and get a shitty retail job again. I could get a shitty warehousing job again. I could destroy my body in one of those fields and get like somewhere between like $10 and $16 an hour at best, probably. Maybe a little higher, probably not a lot higher. And I could destroy my body in those jobs, even though I'm in my 30s. And I could do that and make some amount of money in a job, technically. And it would destroy my health, and it would destroy my mental health, in addition to my physical health. But I could do it, and part of my brain says, because I'm not doing that, I'm choosing not to go back to that, I'm a bad person. This is not something that I apply to other people. This is just something in my brain saying, well, physically, you could do that for a little while, even though you probably wouldn't be able to maintain that job. You could do it, and you could just force yourself to do that work and make some amount of money that is consistent in like the like $20,000 to $30,000 a year thing. And there's a part of my brain that I have to remind that, hey, destroying your body for a shit wage isn't going to do anything to actually make you employable in the field in which you're actually trained. Even if the field that you're actually trained for is kind of like exploded right now on account of the whole AI horse shit, and that is just fucking up everything for everyone, and corporations are using it instead of actually hiring people to do the good job, which is making more work for people who aren't actually trained to do the kind of work that I do. And making them do the work that I am trained to do. And the corporations are unwilling to hire people like me because there's a robot that does it for free. Even though the robot does it really bad. Like, a lot of industries are fucked up like this. And it's not just AI. There's a lot of things that are fucking everything up. And there's a lot of people who are like, I have a degree. That doesn't make me better than someone who doesn't, right? Like, that's like, there's a lot of people who are like, I have a college degree, I should be making X, I deserve it. No, I don't think I deserve X and X. I don't think I deserve jack shit. But I do think that, like, I'm trained for this work, and that work does need to be done in a lot of places, but no one's hiring for it. So I gotta find something else to do. Since I can't find something else in my field, I've always been able to go back to retail and warehousing to fuck up my body, and also to get enough money to scrape by. But I don't need to be making enough money to scrape by. We're making enough money to scrape by as is. I could, support the person that I'm married to in some capacity and actually be like, I can make their shit less terrible. Because I know on their own, it's kind of terrible. Yeah, it's just like, no one wants to hire because everyone wants to pretend they're hiring so that they can have good stock market value in all the companies, but they don't want to hire people because that would mean like paying out money, and that would make the stock market thing, like, they wouldn't make as much money by lying and gaming the system. And it's not like there's like a huge economic bubble that's being produced because of these things that's going to pop. There's like a series of economic bubbles that are probably going to pop, and it's gonna be really bad. Like, we can talk about this after the ad break. In a minute, there's going to be another ad break. I might just run that a little bit early. Y'all have, take some deep breaths, get some tea maybe, refill your water, snacks, whatever you got to do. And I'll be back in a little bit. But yeah, no, it's a thing. We'll be back. Enjoy the game chops and the ad. I don't know what they're going to advertise to you. I'm sorry. But the ads do help. The ads give me like a solid 8 cents, 9 cents, I think. Anyway. All right. But yeah, God, looking at like, so the AI bubble is gonna burst at some point. It's going to happen. Crypto and NFTs and every other tech thing has like risen and fallen and still has yet to just completely dissipate. And at some point it's going to, and it's going to be really bad. So that's fun. So while every tech bro and their pet asshole is going to basically fuck over an okay portion of the economy, there's also just like, due to the fact that every single company is essentially like looking for spare change in the couch cushions at this point, and like every service is rent seeking, everything is looking for more money because they need to find more value to put onto that fucking stock price, because if they stop growing, they die, and every investor runs away, supposedly. I guess investors are like deer. Or pigeons. Wild pigeons, I should be specific. Not that there's many of those left. But yeah. So that's fun to look at. It's just a giant fucking investment shell game. It's... oh god. Oh god, it's horrifying. I think the fatigue is starting to actually take hold. Thank God. Wait, what the fuck? There are 5 of you here? There's 5 of you here hanging out? What the fuck? What the actual... Thank you so much. Thank you for hanging out. I hope you're having fun. Good lord. Oh. Finally, I'm feeling tired again. It's finally kicking back in. I can probably, like, take a nap. And when I wake up, I'll be able to pick up my gut meds and eat food like people do. Oh my god. Anyway, normal streams continue next week. We'll finish Lost Judgment. I'm not going to 100% it, but we are going to finish it for sure. And then we're going to go to Infinite Wealth. We're also going to be playing some other games. Potentially some spooky games. I might grab some friends to play those spooky games with so that they can, you know, backseat me or just ride shotgun and make fun of me while I get scared about stuff. So those are options. We've also got some visual novel things. I've got, I do want to go back. That's the big game that I really wanted to start over and play again, was Ender Lilies, because the sequel came out a little while back, and I want to get into that one also. It's a Metroidvania, and it's about time that we played one of those, and I know that one's a good one, so let's fucking play it and do this thing. So there's that. There. I've rambled about the things I plan on doing on this channel all fucking morning long instead of actually doing anything on this channel, apart from yapping. But yeah. So that's pretty much everything I've got going on right now. I do also still need to do a bunch of stuff and like redo some things for like stream and whatnot. I want to take care of that. I think that would be good. But yeah. Oh, that's the other thing. I'm slowly but surely finding more stuff to replace the various bot and macro functions from Stream Elements. So you'll notice that the chat is currently from Slime Chat, which is an open source setup that I run locally on my machine forever now, which is nice. I've also got some new equipment that we'll mess around with the next time we're actually playing games. But I'm not gonna talk about that until it's actually here. You know, the playing of the games and whatnot. I am finally starting to feel tired. Oh my god, this is so nice. I don't think you understand how excited I am. I went to bed at 7:30 p.m. last night feeling like I was going to die. Feeling like I was about to pass out for like 16 hours. I was sure that it was going to be a 12-hour night of me just hibernating while my body recovered from just the very shit sleep that I've gotten for the past like 2 weeks. Because, you know, when I don't take my brain meds, I don't have any sense of what time actually is. And also, my brain constantly runs 24/7, so if it gets stuck on anything, in terms of ideas or concepts or worries, which is very common, I just do that instead of sleeping, and it's very bad, and it's not fun. It's just a very unpleasant experience. And then instead of waking up at a normal hour, I wake up at like noon. And I really wanted to not do that. So, Thursday I had my appointment with doctors. And so instead of going to bed early, I tried to go early and failed. And so I was just awake the whole day. And so pretty much from Wednesday morning to Thursday at 7:30 p.m., I was just awake. And then I went to bed, and then I woke up 3 hours later feeling like I'd gotten 8 hours of sleep. Which is fine. It's fine. It's so fine. But it's not ideal. So I tried to be in bed for a bit, and it did not go well. Anywho. I don't think... Okay, here's the thing. I don't think today is a Jummy stream day. And I don't know anyone else who really is, like, a good pick for, like, a noon stream raid. This is normally when I start streaming. I'm the person that you raid. Right? I'm the person that someone who's from the mornings would raid. That's actually happened a few times, which is lovely. Let me look at if there's anyone from any of my other crowds who's just like hanging out that we can go say hi to, because I think I might actually let myself take a nap and not feel horrible the rest of the day. I think that might be good. If there's no one to raid, I'm just gonna close up shop, but like I also want to do this before my luck runs out and suddenly I am in like really bad gut time. I don't think there's fucking anybody. Yeah, no. I don't see fucking anybody. All right. Thank you. I might, if I wake up later tonight and I'm like, ah, shit, I slept a whole 8 hours, then I might do another stream, an evening stream. But I think I am going to stop here and I'm going to go take a nap. So I will see you all next time. Thank you so much for hanging out. Thanks for listening to me. If you're watching this on recording, first of all, why? Thank you, but why? And second of all, check your clock. If it's between the hours of midnight and 5 a.m., consider going the fuck to bed. Just consider it. Like, I'm not your boss. I'm not a cop. I'm not your mom or whatever, but like, if you're turning this off, like, you could just, if it's between midnight and 5 a.m., you can probably just go to bed. Don't be like me. Try to have, like, some semblance of a sleep schedule. All right? I don't get a choice in the matter. I am dragged by my throat through insomnia forever, pretty much. I hate it. I would love to have a normal sleep schedule. I don't get to have one. Anyway, take care. If I see you later tonight, I see you later tonight. And if I don't, I don't. But even if I don't, I will see you next week. Next week, I will have all of my meds in order. All of my things will be in order. Unless something horrible happens to my internal organs, I will be there on Monday. I will be there pretty much all week. I will want to stream as much as possible to make up for the fact that I didn't fucking stream at all this week. For once, finally, I'll actually have, hopefully, the ability to do all of the streaming I want. There will be one day, which is specifically Thursday, where I will not be available early, but I should still be available to stream. I have another doctor's appointment where I have to talk about finding a replacement for the person who's the psychiatric nurse practitioner who, like, prescribes me ADHD meds. Because mine's moving to Portugal. Anyway, that's a ramble for another time, probably. I do not blame her. She is of retirement age. She is probably sick as fuck of the political environment here, and there's not a lot that she can do about it. So, yeah, I don't blame her at all. Anyway, take care. Enjoy yourselves. I will see you either later tonight or next week on Monday. All right? That's the plan. And if somehow I fail to see you on Monday, I'll definitely see you on Tuesday, because that's, like, one of my required streaming days. If I don't stream on a Tuesday, I feel wrong, like I did this week. All right. Boy. I'm not rating anybody. Just